Welcome back to the channel. This is No Luck Trucking. I'm Matt, and we're at FedEx right now. We're picking up our third load of the 3-load string that we booked out of the house. The $20,000 gross week that we had put together. And we're tired. Man, running the team stuff a little tighter than we normally run. It takes it out of you for sure. Anybody that team drives all the time, you can still function, man. More power to you. So the last one was a electronics load. We didn't film any of it. We got that delivered. Took us 6 hours at Best Buy, but I think it was the first time that we actually wanted them to take a decent amount of time. We got some good sleep in. It's the only thing holding us together right now, because we've been running pretty back to back. Let's see, I think before we delivered yesterday, we had about a 3-hour nap before we delivered this morning. So we were running on fumes, got a nap in at Best Buy, which was good. 6-hour unload, which we kind of expected after the last Best Buy load that we took, and they took all day as well. But here we are at FedEx. We picked up a load. Let's see, it doesn't appear to be too heavy. Let me take the brakes off to roll forward. Yeah, it looks like it's it looks like it's about 16,000 pounds on the gauge, so I don't know what hole we're in, but
all the way forward.
Okay. Yeah. So either way, load's pretty light. These always have a range of like 2,000 up to 40,000 pounds, and we usually get the heavy ones, but it appears this one's fairly light. This is going down to Florida. Was it Orlando or Jackson?
Orlando. Total weight, it says 13.6.
13.6?
Yeah.
Hey, we got them. We got them. Finally, we took enough heavy ones that I think we can say that we're deserved a light load. But yeah, this one's going down to Orlando. Not our favorite place, but it's close enough to deadhead out. Market's a little soft right now, so we haven't really found anything that well, we have found a few things, but I called on them after it being on the board for 30 seconds, and it took a long time for them to answer, but they were on the other line booking the load, which has happened twice now. But when it's coming out of like South Georgia paying $4.50 a mile, I mean, everyone scoops it up super quick. But we're still gonna keep an eye out, try to get something booked. You know, not too worried about it. We'll find something that's paying well or going to a good area. But right now we need to go stock the truck at a Walmart. We need to go somewhere and get some sleep in, get a shower, and just be ready to run this over the weekend. We could pretty much deliver it whenever, so I think we're gonna shoot for Sunday, and then we'll just be ready to go on Monday to find a load, get out of there. But probably gonna deadhead up to the Georgia line and snipe something from there. But we just need to get this video started, and yeah, I'm rambling on because I'm tired. So we'll pick up when we get to a truck stop, I'm sure, or maybe a Walmart or something sometime.
Matt could really use a 34. Well, we both could really use a 34, so I figured we do have plenty of time on this load. We went ahead and booked a load picking up Monday. It doesn't pick up till the afternoon, so we have plenty of time to get this there Sunday, and then plenty of time to get up to South Carolina.
No, Rincon, Georgia.
Rincon, Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, can we talk about how everything is like a quick draw, like Wild West?
Yeah, it's wild.
Things were popping up on the board, and I called. It was on there less than 30 seconds, and it was gone.
Yeah.
So finally, the last one that popped up, this agency DUV has a lot of like high-paying loads out of South Georgia area. and they're paying like in the $4.50 range. So the last one that popped up, I just started calling, and then
didn't even look. You can't even look.
I didn't even know
Just
what
call.
day it picked up. I didn't know what day it delivered, and I knew where. I knew Massachusetts, but I was like figuring out the load as I was calling, and then I was just like, yeah, is this one available? And she was like, let me check. Yep. I was like, cool. We'll go ahead and snag that. And then I was trying to ask her the questions, but she didn't know any of the answers. I was like,
we'll figure it out when we get
whatever.
to Raycon.
It's kind of weird because I always tell the people that are new to Landstar, like, there's a long list of questions you have to get answered, else you put yourself in a bad position. But also $4.50 a mile. I mean,
Yeah.
there wasn't too many places it would be a no.
But that Amazon was.
Yeah.
We think.
Yeah, I don't
Probably.
know.
So we went ahead and bailed on that one.
I don't know. Maybe down in the comments, if people have hauled Amazon, not like their drop and hook or like pull Amazon trailers, but if you've gone to actual Amazon to deliver,
Yeah.
how's it been? Because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews of like people getting there and then it turns into a drop and hook when it was supposed to be a live unload, and you pretty much lose your trailer.
There's no hook part.
Yeah,
It's just a drop.
Just a drop. Or
So.
they take all day and then monopolize your time and you don't get detention stuff.
So based on those stories and reviews, we went ahead and declined to take the one that was actually still available the other day, but who knows, it might have ended up being alright. But
yeah,
I'm good with the Massachusetts one.
we weren't in crunch time yet.
Yeah.
So this was booked on Friday at 4:30
almost 5.
Eastern. Right? We are in
Yeah.
Eastern?
Yeah. There you go.
So it was down to the wire because like we were like, whatever, we'll find something on Monday. But I mean, it was $4.58 a mile going up to Massachusetts from Rincon, Georgia. So I mean, you're not going to get too much better than that without a crazy deadhead.
Yeah. So it was advertised to pick up in the morning, or a window to starting Monday morning, but apparently they had the hours
she
flipped
said,
around.
well, the posting, as I was reading it while she was talking, said 5 a.m. and she asked when we wanted to pick it up, and I said somewhere around like 8 a.m.
Then she said,
But she said it doesn't pick up until 1700.
Yeah.
Like, well, you put a.m.
Right.
But
So, but
either way,
it's all good.
we're gonna
Either
pick it
way.
up maybe the next morning.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm thinking will be the best idea because we have plenty of time on it. Unlike the last 2 loads. We have plenty of time.
Yeah, so this is wrapping up that crazy week. We had to run a little harder than we normally do.
Oops.
Changing the settings. But you know, you got to do what you got to do for the monies. It's a good week.
Yeah, it was a good week.
How many miles do we have left on this one?
It was 928.
928.
928. I might do like 500 today. So.
And then we'll get the rest tomorrow.
Yep.
What's the next morning? We got to Columbia, South Carolina. Over to the Petro. It was super busy. All the free spots were gone. We had to pay for a reserve spot. But at the end of the day, a small cost to like make it closer to our delivery. I need to drive the rest of the way. It's 439 miles, it appears. Then we're going to do the drop and hook. Then we're going to turn back and go straight up to Kingsland, Georgia. We do have a load booked already that's going to pick up tomorrow, and that's going to take us to Massachusetts. So that's the one that I was talking about. It was like quick draw. Everyone was getting snatched up so fast. But oddly enough, that agency posts their good stuff right around like 4:30 Eastern, 16:30, if you will. So it's kind of like, if you're patient enough, you can grab those, but there's a whole bunch of other people fighting for those as well. So like 30 seconds on the board, it's probably already gone. It's like when you call and it rings a few extra times, you know somebody else is booking that load that you wanted. But they post a bunch of them, and they're all like a few minutes apart, so you can call on a bunch. But the last one, I just dialed it and was looking at the load details as I was talking to the lady, so she didn't even know who the receiver was, and it didn't even matter at that point, because like $4.50 a mile leaving like North Florida, South Georgia area is pretty good. So turns out we got the one of the fortunate ones that was not going to like Amazon or Home Depot or anything like that. It was going to a medical supply place. So we have high hopes that we're going to get in and out pretty quick on that one as well. And then we have to find something out of the Northeast for the weekend, pretty much. So we got to find a good paying load out of there. Shouldn't be too bad though. We are about a half a mile away from the delivery. Orlando FedEx. It's by the airport. It's kind of way off the interstate. Normally they're pretty close to the interstates, but the farther away the airport, the farther away the shipping company is, I guess. So we'll make this, and then the plan is to head up to Kingsland, Georgia, which is on the Florida-Georgia line. Stay there for the night, and then pick up our next load either tomorrow afternoon or maybe Tuesday morning. I'm not 100% sure yet when it's going to be ready. That's kind of a big thing. She didn't seem too confident that it was going to be ready at 5 p.m. And then if we did go over there and we waited for a while, we'd have nowhere to park until like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. So we'd have to be pretty ready to run. So if we pick it up Tuesday morning, I mean, it's not going to affect us actually delivering it on time. Still plenty of time. This one's gonna probably be a lot slower pace than what we ran this last week. It's been a lot, but we had to earn that paycheck.
In 1/2 mile, arrive at 1850 East Landstar Road on the right.
Alright, so let's find where we're going. FedEx sign. I don't know where the entrance is for trucks.
In 500 feet, arrive at 1850 East Landstar Road on the right.
This one?
Yeah.
The sign? Probably, yep. Alright, swing out a little bit. Hey, there's a guard in there. Sometimes when we come here, there's not. But... 694. Ooh, that's got hazmat placards on it. I'm gonna assume not, unless they didn't take the. Hey, there's a second one. Trailers for days. That's a good sign.
Let me get a good one.
Oh, here's some more down. Alright. So I guess we'll park it next to what appears to be a not new trailer. Yeah, you're right, because we're just taking the empty up to Georgia and dropping it. That one hurts. That one hurt. Yeah, and then we got that bum trailer with like the tire that was worn down to cords. And
wasn't that the one that we had the...
yeah, we just sat there in the parking lot until they fixed it. Yep, sad day.
Looks like a lot of 694s.
Nothing but poverty here, guys.
That one at least has 4 placards.
Yeah. If it's empty. Skitter back then.
Usually what I look for is like 4 shiny placard holders.
Yeah. Spots are a tiny bit tight. It's 90 degrees. Well, it's not looking super good for empty. So they have one that's empty. It is old. What's up?
Hey, that email did say 2010 or newer.
Okay.
So it'd be cool if there's another option, but if not, we can take this one. It just says there can't be any dampness or leaks, but...
Right. All right, let me check this one over here and then I'll turn around.
Yeah.
Well, couldn't take this one over here because the agent said that it had to have Landstar on the side. And that lease trailer, it's like an extra lease or one of the companies, it has Landstar on the front, like a vinyl cut sticker, but it did not have anything on the side, so we can't use that one for the next drop. But yeah, then I thought it said 10 years old because like auto parts places, they won't load anything that is 10 years or older. I thought that's what the email said, but Liz just looked at it and said it can't be older than 2010. Which, to be honest, a trailer that old just needs to be put down at Landstar anyways. It's like... the amount of care given to these trailers is next to none, so one that old is, yeah, definitely needs to be put down.
In 1/4 mile, turn left on Atlantic Avenue, then take the first left.
We'll see if this one's empty also. 699. It's a 922 inspection. Let me peep this one out real quick. So that one was loaded as well. Looks like we have one option. Liz is over there checking it out. We looked at the tires, it looked pretty good. They look drivable. We have to make sure it has no holes in the roof because we're hauling paper products. Which one was it?
Turn left on Atlantic Avenue, then take the first left.
Hey, which one was it? This one? Which one? Okay. Didn't pick up on it. Is there a gap between the fifth?
No, it pushed down.
Okay. Didn't feel like it.
Yeah, no, we lifted the trailer a little bit. Yeah.
Swing. I ran it. We got hooked up to the trailer, mud flap was hanging, so I had to fix that, of course. And then the crank handle for the landing gear, the mount was broke off, so I had to fix that. You know, just a normal day of dropping hooks with Landstar. And I'm sure somebody's gonna rush to the comments, well, that's why you should buy your own trailer. Yeah, I know.
Turn left at the stop sign.
Working on it. But right now, people have these crackhead prices for these old jalopy trailers that they pulled out of a field, brushed off, and then want 20 grand for it. Hasn't seen a load since 2000.
In 1/4 mile, turn left on East Land Street Road.
Yes, we go out this way. Alright, she didn't really tell me what to do coming back. Because her car is kind of parked in front of the exit, I believe. So I guess we just go out the entrance. Okay. Alright, we'll probably pick up when we get to Kingsland. Let's get to probably the title of the video. I don't know exactly what I'm going to title it yet, but it's going to be something along the lines of, if you don't have anything to hide, why don't you show your paychecks? So, a lot of times, channels just kind of throw out their best weeks, and there's absolutely no context to it. And it's just kind of a flashy attempt to like impress people. So I don't really care about that. And I don't really care about divulging the information because I'm not recruiting people to Landstar. I don't care if you come here or not. We enjoy it. We like to be here. Some friends have joined. They enjoy it. But there's not a recruiting drive. So I think a lot of people flash their pay stubs when they're trying to recruit. Now, that said, there are some channels that are completely transparent, like say Nevada Trucking and Trails. You know, he'll post up his entire quarter, how he did, what he took home, because he's just trying to show what the average person can do as an owner operator on the spot market, which I appreciate his transparency and stuff, and that works well for his channel, but it's just not what we are about. So very rarely do we really talk about pay. Every once in a while I'll talk about how much a load paid, but I don't think we've ever really broken down what our week was like. So, like I said, it all goes back to this context thing. So, let's talk about this week that we have had. So, this is a high week. This is not an average week for us. It's a lot more miles than we normally run, and the gross figures were a decent amount higher than what we have had in a while. So when the market was like on fire, it was pretty easy to do this with the amount of running that we like to do. So this one was a lot more miles, probably the most miles that we've put down at Landstar in a week. Probably, I don't know, even back in the prime days, it's up there for what we would have ran as well. So I want to give full context. I want to go over all of the numbers, how much we have deadheaded, how much we take home, how much of that rate gets split, and at the end of the day, after fuel, what we actually took home. So this is going to be a full context video. This is probably going to be one of the only videos where we break down a week like this. I'm just not interested in flashing paychecks and stuff. It's more just join us on our adventure, but we'll do this one. So the week ended up being total revenue with detention now $19,000, $19,050. So the figures that I did was pre-detention, because we just got that actually. So prior to that, it was $18,900. So Landstar is a 65-35 split company, but we do get 100% of the fuel surcharge. So I broke that out, and after the split with the fuel surcharge, we made $13,748.51. So that comes out to be a 73% split when you take into account how much came to us out of the loads. So I'll put a little graphic up of the kind of routing. It's not the perfect routing. This isn't the exact route that we took, but it's a cool app that kind of shows each individual route. So we did Ohio to Nevada, Redlands, California to Ohio, and then Ohio back down to Orlando. So we ended up spending $3,219.67 on fuel. So to us, after the split and after the fuel, we made $10,528.82. So let's talk about the actual week and what we ran, how many deadhead miles we had, what the rate per mile was. So let's talk about all of it. So all in all, we ended up deadheading 640 miles between the 3 loads. And we had a loaded mile of 5,304 miles. So that brings our deadhead ratio to about 12%. So we try to keep it in the 15 to 20% range. It really depends on how high of a rate it is, because we'll deadhead a decent amount to get a good load. So all in miles, we had an average of $3.18 a mile. This is before Landstar's cut. So just in general, $3.18 a mile. So we ended up doing 59.44. Yeah, 5,944 miles. Yeah, math. For whatever reason, I don't have that figure written down, so I just had to do the math on the fly. So at almost 6,000 miles, $3.18 a mile is actually doing pretty good, especially in this market. Longer runs tend to pay less rate per mile than shorter runs. So you can get anywhere up to like $10, $15, $20 a mile for the short runs, you know, less than 100 miles, things like that. So after the split, we were paid out $2.31 to us, directly to us, a mile is what it came out to be. So take home after fuel to our bank account, we took home $1.77 a mile after expense, fuel expense. Obviously we have truck expense and insurance and things like that. We didn't calculate that in, but $1.77 to us after fuel is what we're making. So I think that was pretty good, considering the market, considering the areas that we went to, and it was all runs that we were able to make. So we ran a lot harder than we normally do, but like I said, almost 6,000 miles in a week is it's more than I really want to do. We came over to Landstar to stop doing stuff like that, but also presented with that kind of money, I mean, you just got to do what you got to do. And then we take a day or two to recover and feel human again, not just sleep, drive, sleep, drive, sleep, drive. But I think it was worth it. It's something that we don't do all the time, but considering if the loads line up correctly, I mean, we would do it again if we had to. So I just kind of wanted to, I don't know, do something a little bit different than I normally do, and also, you know, kind of answer the question of, like, people always ask, like, why don't you show your pay stubs and stuff like that. So, like, one, it's not really important to me to show the pay stubs because, like I said, I'm not recruiting, and we really don't have anything to prove. But also, here's the other context part is, like, our week would only really be comparable to other teams that run exactly how we do. Because, like, a solo guy is not going to look at our week and be like, oh, that's what I can make. Because you would need 2 clocks to run. And people that run all the time, like run team, you know, back to back to back, the truck's always moving. I mean, they could have done better. There's some other loads that were a lot tighter that paid more. We just chose not to run those. So that's kind of the big thing that's always been a sticking point to me, is like, we don't really share our pay stubs because it's not going to be that informative to people unless they're in our exact situation, really. So if there's another married couple that wants to run, like, somewhere between super solo and team, then it would be comparable, but that's not the majority of our audience. So our pay stub doesn't really matter. You know, it's a lot of times when people want to see your pay stubs, they just want to, like, rank you and kind of figure out how well you're doing. So it's just never really been an important thing to us because we're making the money that we want to make, and, you know, we're paying our bills, so it really doesn't matter to anybody else. But I thought it would be interesting to just kind of give a breakdown of one of our larger revenue weeks, especially in a while. That one probably ranks in the, I don't know, top 5 weeks that we've had at Landstar. Hope you guys enjoyed that part. We are gonna pick up the next video probably starting tomorrow when we do this drop and hook. Hopefully we get a good trailer, because this one that we brought here is absolute trash. It felt like somebody was on the back of the trailer with a jackhammer, and that was pretty much from 60 miles all the way up to like 75-ish. It just felt terrible. Felt like you were running over like rumble strips the entire time. So hopefully the trailer that is preloaded is going to be better. If not, we'll just have to look for another drop and hook and keep rolling. So thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.